Welcome to Simple Review, the series where I briefly play a game, review it, and keep it simple. In this review, I'm covering an action roguelike with RPG elements called Vagante. When playing this game, you will only have one mode to play, which supports local and online play with up to 4 players. This mode will task you to venture through 4 biomes that each consist of a few randomly generated levels. Making it to the 4th biome and defeating the final boss will complete the game. Dying at any point during your run will result in you having to start back at the beginning. If you're playing co-op, you will only reset if all players die. As long as one player is still alive, in co-op, dead players will come back as skeletons that can play normally. If a player completes a level, they will be taken to a rest spot where they can gain some health and resurrect dead players at the expense of health. Now when it comes to gameplay, players will choose from a few classes available. More classes can be unlocked from regular gameplay, but when starting out, you will only have the mage, a rogue, and a knight. Each of these classes will have their own stats, abilities, and weaponry. When exploring each biome, you will come across several enemies, loot, shrines, and bosses. Enemies when killed will grant XP. Gaining XP can level up your character, granting skill points. Skill points can be allocated to earn perks or to increase stats of your character. In addition to XP, you will also be gaining progress towards a permanent unlockable when defeating enemies. These unlocks will either be a background or a new class. Backgrounds grant starting bonuses for your character. For example, the first background you unlock will allow you to start off with 1 skill point to make your run easier. So the more you play, the easier the game can become. Loot can be found all over the place while exploring levels. Pieces of loot include weapons, armor, spells, scrolls, and money. Money can be used at shops to purchase items to help you in your run. Shrines, located throughout levels, will give you items from depositing items into them. Bosses, which can be found very often, will grant large amounts of XP if killed, and also drop a key that can be used to open chests or access additional levels. And that's all that this game has to offer. Now from my experience, I'd have to say I found this game to be very enjoyable. The class system allowed me to play the game the way I wanted to play. Progression was designed in a way that I'm always rewarded for my run. Randomly generated levels added replayability, and the co-op functionality really amplified the whole experience. I never experienced any bugs, and I can't say I have anything to complain about. So with all that being said, I'd have to give this game 10 pepperonis out of 10. Vagante is an excellent roguelike that can easily satisfy anyone who's a fan of the genre. And that'll do it for this review. If you found this review to be helpful, or you would like to see more reviews, please leave a like, subscribe, and check out my channel, where I post game reviews and game guides.